Well, Chalk Talk back for lesson number 2 of the season. And I think today, as much as anything else, we'll obviously hit on players, formations, plays, as we always do. This was Lockett's 40-yard touchdown. This is Lockett's 4th touchdown in 5 games, I think tied for 5th in all the NFL, and the majority of them have been huge, big plays, much like this one was, as a play-action shot down the field. But what I'd like to do is talk about 5 or 6 little details of this play. You know, Chris Peterson was asked in his press conference this week getting ready for Oregon game. He said, tell me about the difference of the first half and second half in their game against UCLA. And he said, details. It's details. You know, during my college football broadcast, I try to hit on the littlest of details. And the more of those that you can see and the quicker you can ascertain them, typically more often the big plays come, the execution comes. So as much as this is about players and getting Tyler Lockett another shot down the field, it certainly is about formation. And this was a 2 tight end package, so 1 back, 2 tight ends, as big George fans playing tight end, 12 personnel, and they get into a wing formation. They're going to motion Nick Vannett across that formation, and that was important in this, and then ultimately the play, but it's the details within the play that I think make this whole thing happen. So as I said, he's going to run his deep post here and get across the field. It's a beautiful throw from Russell, but the details first and foremost start, as any young quarterback does or any veteran quarterback. You come to the line of scrimmage and you're going to scan the secondary. You know, Jim Zorn always said left to right with the secondary, and then you come back to the front. And those 2 things put together are pretty good tells, your first tells as a quarterback. So Russell's going to come up. This is at the 40-yard line. This is typically an area where you love to take shots, and he's going to scan the secondary. And what does he see? Wow, where are my safeties at? My safeties are at less depth than my 2 cornerbacks are. That's an immediate sign of man coverage. Secondly, when they motion Nick Vannett across the formation, you're going to see LaMarcus Joyner follow him. And he's going to be in a spot, kind of eye to eye at about 5 yards, another indicator of what? Another indicator that this is going to be man-to-man coverage, exactly what number 3 wants. So formationally getting wing, you get a good shot when you get in 12 personnel, keeps base defense on the field. What am I looking at? Oh, then I get a motion across, it confirms. And then the last thing, and this is something the Rams love to do, and when you see this in football, you call this a bear front. Most teams call this a bear front, what the Chicago Bears love to do, and that is cover up each of these guys. Another indicator, and that's Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh and Brockers. Another indicator with this front, many times bear coverage equals what? Equals one-on-one man-to-man coverage. So all those things till number 3, I'm going to get exactly what I want. I've got Tyler Lockett. This is just a 2-man route with a late leak out in the flat for Nick Vannett. But in essence, it's a 2-man route, a heavy protection, hoping you get exactly this call. Brian Schottenheimer, in that chess match, you got exactly what you wanted. Man-to-man with the whole area of the field for Tyler Lockett to attack. So those are the little 2 or 3 details before the snap. Now, post-snap is really where the magic is. And it's the littlest detail. And you may not think much of this when you look at it, but Russell is going to reverse pivot out. Okay, they're going to fake this outside stretch zone. Everybody's going to block down, and eventually Justin Britt's going to help come out and block this linebacker. But reverse pivot. And watch what it does to these linebackers and this safety. It immediately, once you reverse pivot, you're hiding the football from those guys. You look at the pad level. As everybody blocks down, every indicator, every little detail, the reverse pivot hiding the ball, the pad level of the offensive line, the attack of Chris Carson, everything sells run. And that's exactly what all these guys do. All of this is eliminated because they all think this is run. And this becomes a game of 2 guys, of Tyler Lockett and Marcus Peters, with the whole field to work at. So after the reverse pivot, the nice fake, Russell sets up. He's got a pocket around him. Britt does a beautiful job of peeling back for the linebacker after Vannett lets him go. And then Russell's got the whole field, baby. That's what you want as a QB. Doug's running a little in route. He occupies the corner, so that's out. And literally, you've got, as far as real estate goes, as much as you're ever going to have on a field with no high safety, no anything. And when Russell releases that ball, it's awesome. He releases it at about the 48-yard line, 45-yard line, and Tyler Lockett is at the 25. That ball travels 25 yards in the air into the end zone. When he releases the ball, Lockett is literally at the 20-yard line and covers the last of the 25 yards perfectly in stride, touchdown. It is the details that help with the execution.